Does this mic work?
Hello?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're listening to the only podcast that admits they might know what they are talking about.
Sounds like something a guy in a van would tell me.
This is We Might Know Sports.
I love you!
What were my options again? Sorry.
Come on!
With Corey.
I hope everyone has a ball.
Kevin. Don't listen to Stefan and his corrupt rules. And Stefan.
Pacers versus the Mavs, which is, I believe, is also tonight. Oh, goddamn you, Siri. Stop. I've never once called you and actually wanted to talk.
You said Pacers.
Pacers. There's a no-hitter right now. Bottom of the seventh. Oh, never mind. No longer a no-hitter.
Wow! You know it's bad when Kevin's correcting people on their pronunciation of names. You know you're in trouble. You, sir, are god-awful.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. It's time! And here we go.
Wait. Trubisky sucks.
With a four-leaf clover on my breast, with the green and white upon my chest. It's such a joy for us to see. We're gonna play football the Celtic way.
I have no idea what this song is, but it's gotten me in the mood.
Sounds like it's the Celtics theme song.
Is it? That's not the Celtics theme song.
It's
No
by
way.
some group called Shamrock or St. Patty's Day. So.
Oh, you should have just gone with the old and true, man.
What, Dropkick Murphys?
Dropkick Murphys.
We'll close them out with that one. How about that?
Okay. There we go. We might know sports. Episode 113. Kevin's living a darker life over there today. We're nice and bright over here.
No need for racism right out the gate.
Well, it's not really. No, it's not racism.
Yeah, that better.
There he is. There he is.
There you go.
Sun is shining here in beautiful central New York.
T-shirt weather.
T-shirt time is back for today only. Quick sale. Get rid of it. We're on back to the cold weather.
Yeah. We're on like a 4-day upswing here in central New York, and then we're right back into the 30s.
But good news. No snow this weekend.
Which means
Party time.
party time. Beer tour.
We're going on a little beer tour.
Ooh.
A little limo ride.
Little
different
bachelor
breweries.
action. Bachelor party action.
What's
Is that
that?
what's going on? Bachelor party? Or
No.
just a limo
It's
tour?
just
Birthday party.
birthday.
Birthday party. Uh-huh.
I didn't even plan it. Some other friends of mine.
I was gonna say
Planned
that's
it.
way too proactive for Stefan.
Some other friends of mine planned it to celebrate some other guys' birthdays that were like near that day. And I go, oh, well, that is my birthday. So yeah, I'm fucking going.
I actually just saw that it was your birthday. Like, I know it's your birthday around St. Patty's Day, but like it hasn't really dawned on me that Sunday is St. Patty's Day. So it's like,
Yeah.
And then last night I found out, I guess Dwight is gonna be in town from The Office for Emerald City Comic-Con, and I was like, do you think Stefan would be more mad if I didn't go or if I did end up taking a picture with him? Like,
Is that Rainn Wilson?
That's Rainn Wilson.
yeah, Rainn Wilson.
That is pretty sweet.
I'm not gonna do it though because it's probably gonna be like
He's
$100.
underrated. Rainn's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
But he's done serious stuff too, and he's not bad at that either.
I feel like he does better with serious stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think I've seen him do like one, like he did he do some movie like where he was like,
Where he was trying to be a superhero. It was like half.
was it superhero?
There was one where he thought like he could be a real superhero, and he like really got like beat up and stuff, and it was like kind of sad. Like it was meant to be funny, but it was a drama at the same time. That was a good one. I can't remember what it was called.
I thought there was one where it like, had something to do with him like being like some sort of musician or something. Or
It probably is. He has a lot of B-level movies. I
Yeah.
don't know them all. He's a B-level actor as far as fame. Not Timmy.
but A+ actor in The Office.
Is he?
Who's
He
your
is.
favorite character from The Office?
Huh?
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character. Stop. Moving on to NBA.
Won't touch it?
Come on, Michael Scott, obviously. That's why the show died after he left.
My super ex-girlfriend.
I do love Jim.
There's
Obviously.
also Super he played in.
That's the superhero one.
He's in a new TV show coming up called Utopia.
He was in one of, I can't remember which one. I think it was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Hmm.
And he gets killed.
Sorry, I mean,
Huh, interesting. In the TV series Room 104, he played a character named Jim. That's interesting.
That would have been weird. He spent like most of your acting career calling somebody else Jim.
What is it? What happens if he's on Jack Ryan and his character's named Jim?
That'd just be weird. Moving on to some sports news, though. We'll get right to the question of the week. Last week's question: what is more necessary on St. Patrick's Day?
not so much sports related.
Not sports related, but
Moving on to our
related to this week.
This podcast.
Well, this weekend.
Mhm.
It's,
Hoop it,
you know, I mean, first off, you don't know if that's sports related. There's a lot of sports that involve,
around St. Patty's Day.
yeah, like the beer mile. Could involve a Guinness. Could also involve Jameson.
I would love to see you do a beer
It
mile
cannot
with Guinness.
and I don't think Jameson is involved.
It's a little special twist. I like to call it the St. Patty's Day beer mile. Ben, if you're listening, I challenge you to a St. Patty's Day beer mile.
Ben, you aren't. So.
It's not even watching.
Ben, if you ever listen, St. Patty's Day beer mile. Anywho, Guinness lost this. Valiant effort, but we're not able to get it done. Just not getting the job done.
It's interesting by
33% of the vote.
12 votes total. Guinness got 4. Jameson 8.
I don't know how that math is.
Surprised?
Isn't 4 divided by 12?
1/3. So
Is it a third?
33.
I thought 4
Right.
divided by 12. I thought that would be like a quarter. 1/3, I guess.
Three.
All right.
3 divided by 12.
Yeah, there you go.
Would have
Whatever.
been a quarter. Yep, we'll get it.
Hey, I don't have to deal with numbers or anything
Just
anymore.
let me
so-
do the quick math.
Yeah. See.
He'll catch it real quick if it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's why
'Cause
I
it
just.
is sometimes.
That's why I just let my spreadsheets do the math for me.
Yeah.
Either way, we should just get right off of that one because it's just
That's why we talk sports.
Yeah.
It's not we might know mathematics.
nope. But Jameson,
What about her?
Ooh, we got 6 votes now.
I'd like to meet her.
She was a hottie back in the day.
I did meet her one time actually.
Woo!
Did not end well.
Why was she dating Tito at the time?
No,
Manson?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mm. Are we talking about the same girl?
Moving on to this week's question of the week. Will Gonzaga make the national championship game this year?
9 minutes before we start talking sports.
At least he didn't put it on the bucket. Right under the bucket.
Guess what? It's going on to book it next week. I want to see Stefan stab Corey with his needle pen that he's got.
What's that? We still at 5 votes? We at 6?
No, it's
Corey
at
voted?
6.
I voted.
What's
Oh,
your
you
vote?
voted? I haven't voted yet.
I voted no.
Fair. So 2 votes. Yes.
I have an explanation for the no.
4 votes. No.
Well, you can
Let's hear
give
your
it to us
explanation.
next.
You want to give it now or you want to give it next week?
It's really quick explanation.
Okay.
I don't know. the bracket. I'd like to see who they have
It
to
could
run
change
through.
next Monday.
But really, you shouldn't have voted at all.
But I was forced.
If nobody forced you.
You just-
They put a gun
There's
to your
marks
head.
on my arms. It was
No.
twisted.
Poll ends in 6 days. You don't have to vote until then.
So I could have waited till Selection Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. You can still
I
change
retract. I retract my no.
it. You can change it later.
Okay. Probably won't. I'd never take one team.
More
over
likely,
the field.
yeah. That's taking one team over the field never works.
No.
But technically, you're taking one team.
Over not totally the field.
Not
Just
totally the
63.
field.
or
60,
62. Right?
no, 66.
Oh,
67.
I forget about
We'll
60.
figure it
I
out.
forget that. Math is not our thing,
This
people.
math thing is not going well today.
After 2 weekends, it's over 3 other teams. How about that?
Let's move on to some NBA. Let's get right into it. We will not do Kevin's Power 5
Until the end.
till the end. 'Cause I
Let's
like
talk about a player that I feel is undervalued, that I have enjoyed his career. Lou Williams has scored more points off the bench than anyone in NBA history. He passes Mr. Curry himself, now pretty much better known as Steph's dad, Mr. Del Curry.
That's
We
how
call
I
him by
refer
what
to
his
him.
real name is. Skip to my Lou.
That is not.
That's him.
No,
It's Lou Williams.
no,
Skip to my Lou.
Oh, I guess, but it's not the real Skip.
It's real Skip.
The real Skip's Ray for Alston.
That's my real Skip.
Okay, that's your real Skip, not my president. Lou was the top-rated high school player when he was in his senior year. So he said, "Screw it." At the time when you could forego college and go straight to the league, he did it. I think he hoped for more success. He's started here and there, but he's never been a full-time starter. Hence, he gets this benchmark. He's a good scorer. He's a little undersized. He never got big, never developed. He's a skinny little guy that can score, shoot. But I always thought there was some talent there. Now he'll go down in history. He's also the reigning sixth man of the year. He just won it last year with the Clippers.
Trying to think of who was the other guy that was on the Clippers for a while. They used to win like sixth man of the year all the time.
I always figure it's always between Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford,
That's something.
or Manu Ginobili. Those three just rotate sixth man of the year.
I think Jamal Crawford goes down as the best.
You think he's the best of the three? Better than Ginobili?
Ginobili was like a starter for like his entire career until he got old. Until he got old.
He was a sixth man.
Until he got old like 15 years ago when he got old. And then he played past that till like grandpa age. He like what? He was like sixth man for like what? Like 5 years?
No.
He was a
wouldn't
starter
with the
for like
Hawks.
all the time.
Kevin's looking it up.
Kevin can look it up.
I feel like
I watched it. I witnessed it. I know.
he had more minutes than the starters, but he came off the bench.
He won it 3 times. He won it once with Atlanta in 2009.
Lou Williams?
Oh, no. Lou
Jamal
Williams
Crawford?
won it.
Are you talking about Ginobili or Jamal Crawford?
Well, Ginobili never played for Atlanta.
Jamal Crawford won it 3 times. Lou Williams has won it 2 times. Who else do we want to look up?
Ginobili.
If Ginobili was such a great sixth man, then why
We'll see.
did he ever win one? I've
He's
never heard
got
of one.
one.
He won one.
1. Yep, just 1.
So he won one later in his career when he wasn't starting anymore.
He didn't start the whole time.
Did.
Shout out to James Harden, who also won with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, they're morons.
Right after that is when they shipped him off.
Yeah. Right after that's when he's like, I'm out of here. Better than your 2 starters.
Is he though?
He's not. No. I'm just going now.
Yeah, there we go. Some 76ers news. Joel Embiid has returned.
Figured I'd add that. I know Kevin pays somewhat attention. Embiid returned, and the Sixers looked really good and won their game. I believe Embiid had 34 points on his return. He's obviously the engine that makes that team run because they were looking a little shaky without him.
I think they lost 3 or 4 in a row without him.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good.
No. Now they're in 3rd place in the East.
It improves his quest for MVP. I don't think he's getting it. I think he's well in 3rd or 4th place. I still don't know how a guy gets a triple-double again and he's in 3rd place, but that's what's happening right now. You have James Harden and Giannis battling for 1 and 2.
Deservedly.
33 and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, he may be the
big game.
But I think there was a lot of question people thought Ben Simmons was. I think this kind of put the nail in that coffin.
But even with them, they still can't beat the Celtics.
With Embiid?
Yeah.
Sunday is a big game.
I don't know what the Celtics. I don't know what Celtics team decides.
I'm just saying, even this year though, they haven't been able to beat the Celtics.
Oh yeah, but this year they might be able to beat them in a 7-game series. I know. Did you see me? I wasn't confident in it because I don't know what Celtics team shows up night in, night out.
But in a 7-game series,
7-game series,
better coach
and the best player on the court, in my opinion. Yeah. I know Joel Embiid might have a case, but Kyrie's the best player on the court right now.
And a better fan.
Kevin, yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I'm having fun drawing on my screen.
in more positive news here.
Is this positive?
Pretty positive.
You're happy?
For Phoenix fans.
Oh, for Phoenix.
I was going to say, what's positive coming up?
Really not much positive coming out of Golden State these days.
Warriors lose to the Suns. At this point, though, I'm starting to wonder, are the Suns really that bad?
Because they're beating people
They're
now?
starting to beat people, and I don't think that they're as bad as everybody thinks they are. I think they're finally starting to kind of click a little bit.
It takes 65 games for a team to get into rhythm sometimes, and then,
there's momentum into next year.
About to get another great draft pick.
That was their plan all along.
Yeah.
Let's just suck. Get a sweet lottery pick and then show everyone what we're going to be when we get it.
Exactly.
4, 6,
Strike
8,
fear.
10.
Who else did they end up?
The real thing is Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton are starting to play together well, and they're starting to get some momentum and some chemistry, and the whole team has changed because of that. Honestly, Phoenix is about a point guard away. I think Ja would be perfect in Phoenix. If they got Morant along with Booker, they got the Bridges kid from Villanova last year, Michael Bridges and TJ Warren. That's actually a good young 5 if they get Morant.
Do you think if they get the number 1 draft pick this year, they trade down so they don't have to draft Zion?
Yeah, I actually probably would if I was them, yes. There's point guards out there. Ja's not the only one.
So after losing 17 in a row, they've won 5 of their last 7.
Yeah. I think they're the real deal.
I think Ayton sees Doncic and Young making their run, and he's like, "Wait a second."
With wins over wins over the Bucks and
going with that
Golden State Warriors. Jesus.
On other news, on the other end, the Warriors have not looked good in their last few games.
Nah.
Now there's more tension with Draymond and Steve Kerr, supposedly. Supposedly the team is well aware that Kevin Durant has 1 foot out the door, but no one's talking about it. So I guess they know he's leaving.
Cousins ain't coming back next year.
Cousins isn't coming back. Teams. Stephen A. Smith said he has insider information that he was told by a member of the Golden State Warriors that Klay Thompson, not Cousins or Durant, is the Warriors' number 1 priority in the offseason. And maybe rightfully so.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about, is he not one of the best 2-way players in the league? We haven't seen him on his own team.
Right. I would honestly love to see him go on and do his own thing. So I would love to see. I feel like he could be like that Harden, where he's just kind of being held back because he's got so many stars around him, and we see glimpses of it all the time.
But we'll see a lot of it if Durant gets out of there and Draymond's gone.
Cavaliers.
Whoops. Sorry.
At one point, Draymond could shoot. Something happened. Draymond doesn't shoot well anymore.
No, I don't think he really thinks to shoot. I don't know. It's not his priority.
He's just too old now. Iguodala's too old. I don't know. They're a dying dynasty.
They'll be okay
this year. I think they'll be okay this year.
I mean, at the end of the day, was it really possible for them to keep this whole super team together? Is there enough money to go around?
Ultimately, no.
Not right.
But they're doing a pretty good job if they win 3 in a row.
Well, yeah. But at some point, it's got to break
It
up.
always does. I mean, nothing lasts forever.
So it was only a matter of time. I mean, whether this ends up being the year or not, we'll see. But
championship still goes through them, no matter what, even if they're having some trouble, in my opinion.
they're still the team to beat.
Yeah.
NBA. Their PR team's got to be having to work a little overtime this week.
Who do you want to start with? The owner being a mess up or the player being a mess up?
Let's start with the owner.
All right. Let's play the clip first.
I think it's James Dolan, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
James Dolan, owner of the Knicks, bans a fan for telling him or yelling at him to sell the team because the Knicks are a disgrace. And they are, and have been for too long now. Too long. They haven't made the playoffs since they had Carmelo and Amari Stoudemire on the same team. And if you can't make the playoffs with that team, you're a moron. So basically, ever since they lost some talent, they haven't done anything.
Is this something that
Sell the team! Anything I should sell the team? You want to not come to any more games? Why? Because that's rude. It's an opinion. No, it's not an opinion. And you know what? Enjoy watching them on TV.
You just did the fan favor there.
Bring him, yeah, him. Hold him for Kevin. Hold him for Kevin. Hold him for Kevin.
I'm scared of who Kevin is. See some big dude. If I was the fan, I would have booked it at that point. Like,
I mean, is it? Can we try to put ourselves in the shoes of an owner, sports franchise?
Sure. My team wouldn't be that pitiful.
Okay, regardless of whether your team's pitiful or not.
I wouldn't have traded away my best player.
Regardless of that, you guys are getting away from the point here.
Okay, reel us in, because I'm missing it.
You're walking out of your stadium.
Yes, sir.
Somebody yells to you.
Which isn't his stadium technically, but okay.
Arena, stadium, whatever.
No, it's still not his.
Where your team conducts its business.
Mm-hmm.
It is your team, not the taxpayers.
True.
Somebody yells at you to sell your team. Now, is this simple comment? Nothing really derogatory about it. No foul language, nothing. Just sell your team. Is that enough to make you ban this person?
Yes. One time.
But here's my other part of it.
You're that petty.
One time I was in the parking lot at Wegmans.
Hold on. Let me finish this real quick.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go.
So now, which we'll get into a little bit later, you have these fans yelling all these other things at your players, but those fans are perfectly fine to keep coming back game after game.
I don't agree with that.
So what would you be doing? So you would ban this guy and then you would start banning everybody else?
Yes, I would demand a golf-like atmosphere in my stadium.
And eventually you just have
What
nobody.
what
there
our team
anymore.
scores?
I think
Well,
the Knicks are
contrary to popular belief, the fans think that their tickets pay the players' salaries and pay that owner. They don't.
Right.
They
do a
pay
little
for the
bit.
people that are working in that venue that night, and they cover the food expense and all that shit. The owner's own money pays those players, not taxpayers' money, not the fans' money that sits their butts in the seats. The owner. The owner runs businesses like real estate, that shit. That pays those players. So this whole notion that the fans think they can do whatever they want because they pay for the players to play is false. That's not true. They don't do that. So they really don't have any right, other than if they decided to stop watching basketball altogether, the sport would die.
Right.
That's their only right.
Right.
And if they want to,
what everybody's argument
if they
is.
want to do it, do it.
Right.
Stop watching.
No.
Don't say anything. Just stop watching. You don't own the players. So that argument needs to stop.
Please tell me about this Wegmans incident.
Someone saw my car, said it was a piece of shit. I should sell it, so I punched him. So I would have banned that guy too for telling me to sell it.
All right, but that was derogatory language.
Yeah, I did use derogatory language.
Yeah. You just said sell the team.
Yeah, well, he told me to sell
If
my
you're
car.
getting offended by that,
But they didn't
Don't
say
look-
the Knicks were a piece of shit.
yeah. You just said sell the team. I want to see someone else try and
The guy still likes the Knicks.
uh,
That guy didn't like your car.
No, I didn't like my car.
I still don't even understand why people still go to the games. Jesus.
I don't think James Dolan likes the Knicks.
The last time the Knicks didn't lose 50 games was 6 years ago, I believe I heard. So 5 straight years.
Not good.
It's been a good time for Knicks fans.
So your question kind of led right into the Russell Westbrook thing.
Yes.
I'm sure on purpose. So you're okay with what Russell said to a fan? You're okay with a player telling a man that he's going to beat up his wife? You're okay with that? I can't wait to hear this defense.
Here is the thing. Okay.
There's really nothing, honestly, to defend that.
But he didn't. If he had,
He said,
that's a much bigger
he said,
issue.
I'll F you up and your wife
Yeah.
too.
So why
You can't do that.
But why are the things that he says under such scrutiny, but the fans just have a free reign of whatever the fuck they want to say?
They should.
Where's the part of the video that shows what that guy was yelling before that? We don't know.
That's what, and I totally agree with Russ.
You know?
I agreed with Russ on everything.
How much shit do you think he takes game after game after game for visiting fans?
I don't care if Russ said, fuck you, man, you're a loser, or something like that. But as far as I know, and we don't know, that guy never threatened to hurt or beat up Russ.
No,
Russ
but
decided to
according-
take it that far and
No.
But here,
and insinuate he will
His-
physically harm
The guy's
that man and his
wife
family.
said, "Get on your knees like you're used to."
Right, and he's also saying that's a racial thing,
I don't
and
understand
I
the
don't
racial
get
there.
that.
Yeah,
I think it was more like
He thinks that it's more black people bow down to the white race is how
Yeah.
he took it. I take it as he's
Mhm.
calling you a fag.
Yeah.
Without saying that word. Excuse me for saying that word. I know that offends people. I didn't mean it that way. But that's how I think the guy was portraying it. He's calling him gay,
He said, "Ice those knees up."
which he had huge packs on his knees, and Russ said that he told the guy, these are actually heating pads, dude. And then the conversation snowballed from there.
Obviously, this guy's had issues with Westbrook before. I know he's had issues in Utah too, Russell.
Yeah.
This guy apparently has a racist Twitter account too.
That was deleted after the incident.
Yes.
Oh,
So, not exactly making him look good. He's been banned by the Jazz
Yeah.
from.
Funny
any
thing is
games,
that this
too.
guy like supposedly gave this video to some social media people or something to
Mhm.
get the whole incident out and everything, and it just backfired and got him banned. So, but also I want to say that Have you not ever like been taking shit from somebody? You can only take so much.
I agree with all that.
And then you just say shit.
You don't think that there's a line though?
But you're telling me you've never said shit that you probably didn't really mean?
I've never threatened a woman's life.
By saying he was gonna fuck somebody up that was threatening her life?
By fucking I've never threatened to harm a woman. I never would as a man threaten to harm a woman, and I definitely wouldn't if I was a 6'4", 220-pound athlete. Why would I want to intimidate her?
I don't think he was trying to. I think he was.
He was It was an intimidation thing. Like, mess with me, dude. See what happens. That's an intimidation thing. It's just like Russ said the last time a fan messed with him. If you feel that same way, come meet me outside. That's not an intimidation move. He's saying, I will beat you up if we meet in person, if you ever had the balls to say that to my face outside. And he's probably right.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with him.
The shit you gotta do, though. Get people off you like that, man.
How come it's just him?
Because he's the only one that's fucking willing to do it, apparently.
We had this discussion.
You don't have enough money to be fucking throwing out fines like that.
Apparently. I don't even think he's like I said, I'm kind of taking a devil's advocate standpoint because I actually agree with Russ. I agreed with him up until where you threaten somebody. I don't care if you call them whatever you want to call them.
Why isn't this is the second time we've been talking about the NBA, I feel like, in 2 weeks now, about fans attacking Russell. I know he's a little sensitive, I'm going to call it. And why, if you're going to have these seats so close to the players, why isn't there beefed up security? Like, why aren't you protecting your interests? The Utah Jazz have a system in place where you get warning cards.
Yeah, saw that.
Like,
yeah.
What?
Adam Silver said in the last meeting that they had as a unit that he's really trying to figure out a way to fix this, and I trust he will.
Because they don't want to get rid of that courtside experience for the fans.
I understand that courtside experience. Why don't you?
He mentioned what you're saying, Kevin.
Yeah,
basically said there's probably going to be up security, and they're trying to figure out a way to implement microphones without. There's issues there because of privacy and tapping, but they also feel that they might be a necessity, so they know what these fans are saying when the player says, "Hey, he just said that." So maybe
all you got to do is plant some microphones to get the atmosphere of the crowd, and then. My other thing is this isn't unexpected by the NBA either. So I'm not surprised that Westbrook's fine is only $25,000. I know David Stern, former commissioner, said that his biggest fear was how close the fans are to the action, but it is a necessity from a revenue standpoint. So I get it.
The NBA is enjoying an all-time high in popularity and revenue, supposedly. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think they fear making a drastic move like that and changing that could hurt them because they're enjoying such success right now.
It's got to change.
I think Russ wouldn't have even gotten fined if he didn't say that part of it, if he never threatened back.
Well, yeah.
I think if he said, fuck you, dude, or whatever.
But how many times have we seen Russ just kind of like not say anything and just take it? There's been a lot of times where I've seen that. Like that one time where the guy just was like flipping him off for no reason.
Mm-hmm. But
Russ was just like...
We've seen him react when he got hit from behind. He ended up not doing anything. We've seen him smack a phone out of someone's hand. We've seen this incident, though. It's starting to build up. And that goes to Kevin's point. The more you show that it's bothering you, the more they're going to do it. I feel like that's why Russ is being targeted, because he gives them that reaction that they want.
I think it's just the style of play he has also.
Well, I think he's a take no shit type of person.
Do we think that all this building up hostility between fans and players is going to lead to another Malice at the Palace type incident?
No. My only concern is with the courtside. I mean, this happens in soccer and in football too, but it's just fans running onto the court. And at that point, it's, in my opinion, it's you're at your own risk. If a player decides to punch you and in self-defense, that's, you deserved it. You went onto their territory. But I fear that could happen because fans are starting to get more ballsy and ballsy.
Well, people just don't respect other people. That's been happening all over. All right, let's move on to Kevin's Power 5.
Bum-ba-da-dum.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born ready.
Born ready. I'm not ready
Hey,
for
for
it.
a second straight week, Golden State is absent after that loss to the Phoenix Suns from my Power 5.
Totally okay with that.
But at number 5, well, actually, let's recap who I had last week first, so I remember. I had Detroit 5, LA Clippers 4, Milwaukee 3, Utah 2, coincidentally, and Houston number 1. I will say, Detroit still number 5 because they are still 8-2 in their last 10.
They're hot.
They're hot.
Blake Griffin making that push.
We have Toronto at number 4. They clinched a playoff spot. I think they went 2-2 this past week, but they clinched the playoff spot, so they're in. They're guaranteed. Number 3, making a debut to my Power 5, the San Antonio Spurs, winners of 5 straight.
Imagine that, Greg Popovich getting his team ready to go come playoff time.
Apparently I knocked the Clippers out with San Antonio because number 2 I have Milwaukee, 2-1 last week, 7-3 in their last 10. I'm really interested in Sunday's matchup against the Sixers. If the Sixers win, don't be surprised to see them in my Power 5 next week. And then at number 1, winners of 9 straight, Houston Rockets.
Houston.
I think they're the team to beat right now, and that is why they are number 1.
I don't really think you can disagree with that.
Well, we know Stefan can't because he hasn't really been paying attention.
Houston has to be number 1. I don't know if you want to argue with any of the other ones, but Houston is the number 1 team right now. I mean, James Harden finally, again, just had a bad shooting night, only scored 20 points.
Only.
They won. I know. They won easy with that. So they're clicking.
They're doing okay.
They're getting the job done.
Well, they're going to have the same problem they always have.
Not getting past the Warriors.
No, I remember a time when Mike D'Antoni had the Suns number 1 and one of the best offenses anyone had ever seen. And come playoff time, what happens to D'Antoni teams? They can't play defense and it gets exposed and they lose.
Uh-huh.
Same with the Knicks. Last time they made the playoffs, D'Antoni was the coach. They looked good. Make the playoffs. They can't play defense. They lose.
Should we just say D'Antonio will never win a championship?
I don't think he will.
Okay.
You can book it.
Book it. Moving on to our favorite segment. This
You
or
mean
that.
yours?
Hold on. How many of them are we going to do? I'm trying a new strategy here.
Oh, he's trying a new strategy.
How many?
Doing 3.
3?
3.
All right.
So, a little recap of last week's this or that. Our first game, we had the Celtics versus the Warriors. We had Kyrie, Horford, and Morris, total points and assists, versus Curry and Durant, total points. You guys went Curry and Durant. They scored 41 total points. Kyrie, Horford, Morris had 50 in total points and assists. So you guys lost.
Got it.
This needs to be a trend.
Are we officially trending?
We are. On Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Game 2. Raptors versus the Rockets.
This is the one that's bullshit. Fuck you, Kyle Lowry. 8 points. Suck a dick. And I will say that to your face. I'm not scared. You're smaller. I would not say that to Ibaka or Siakam.
So we had Siakam, Ibaka, and Lowry. Total points, which they scored 35. That's who you guys took. Versus Harden, total points and assists. I think he had like 35 and 3 or something. So I won again. Unanimously undefeated since we've started this.
Well, don't Kevin and I have 0 points at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're only going to keep track starting in this week. Or no?
Oh, yeah, because last time it didn't matter.
Well, one of them did, and I won that one. So actually, I'm up 3-0.
Okay, 3-0.
So, moving on to this week's
Are you keeping track of it?
matchups. I'll keep track. Game 1, Warriors versus the Rockets. I believe this is tomorrow.
Going that.
I
don't want to hear anything. I'm just saying it before.
Just going random?
Okay.
Yep. Trying new strategy.
Okay.
So this is Curry and Durant. Again, is this we had this one before, right? Total points. Their averages are 27.9 and 27.4. Versus Harden. Total points, assists, rebounds, and steals. All of which he is averaging 36.2 points, 7.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.1 steals.
I'm going Curry and Durant. Going this. Kevin made his move.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, you're staying?
Yep. It's against Corey apparently too, so I'm liking my odds.
Now I'm really, because I don't know which one of you was the bad one. I gotta figure out.
This is a first for you.
This is the outlaw right here. I just go against whatever you guys are going. Oh man, it's tough. I'm gonna go with this. Kevin, find out if you're the real deal.
When is this game?
I believe it's tomorrow.
Okay. This is a good game. I want to watch it. It's Wednesday night game.
I will be watching the Syracuse game.
NBA on ESPN.
They're not on ESPN.
Yeah, they're not. Oh, no, they are.
Oh, they are?
ESPN.
9:30. Yep.
Tomorrow.
Oh, all right. What channel is Syracuse game in? It's on
Probably ESPN 2 or CW or...
No, ESPN 2.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't care. I like watching Syracuse play junk.
Moving on to game number 2. Thunder versus the Pacers.
Do you want me to give you? Do you want me to give it now?
I don't know. That's your strategy. Do you want to do your pick before I tell you?
Let's go before, because I like hearing it afterwards. I'm going this time.
So this is Paul George, Russell Westbrook, total points and assists. Paul George is averaging 28.2 and 4.2. Westbrook averaging 23.1 and 10.5. Versus that, which is Bogdanovich, Sabonis, and Turner. Total points, rebounds, and blocks. Bogdanovich is averaging 17.7, 4.1, and 0. Solid 0. Sabonis averaging 14.2, 9.2, and 0.4. And Miles Turner is averaging 13.1, 7, and 2.9.
I'm going this again.
Damn it.
How about that?
I already have all my guesses written down, so I'm sticking to them.
And game 3, I'll throw a couple of my favorites here. Trae Young of the Hawks versus my favorite team, the Celtics. You have your pick already?
I'm going this.
Wow. This. So this is Trae Young, John Collins, total points, assists.
I already don't like it. But I'm sticking to it.
Trae Young is averaging 18.3, 7.8, and 3.5. John Collins averaging 19.8, 1.9, and 9.8. Versus that, which is Kyrie, Horford, and Brown. Total points and assists. Kyrie's averaging 23.4 and 7. Horford's averaging 13 and 4, and Brown is averaging 12.8 and 1.3.
I'm going that. Brown's numbers are misleading because he hasn't played a lot this year.
You're going this, Stefan?
Going that.
Ooh.
That's tough though. Because I feel like Trae Young's numbers are misleading because he hasn't been playing the way he's been playing.
My only other thing though is there's no way Kyrie's going to let a young stud show out on him without showing out himself. I think they might wash. So then I need Horford and Brown to beat Collins in my mind.
You're also taking advice to someone that's 0-3.
Never. I will say this is the first time that I paid attention to the matchups and everything. I used to just say fuck it and just pick the 2 players and not even think about, well, the Celtics are playing Atlanta, not a good team. They'll probably score a lot. I'm trying to think this time. Maybe it'll work.
Calling an audible. Going with this. I'll do one of each with you guys. Then I'll find out who. Won't find out anything actually.
Well, if
Stefan
goes 0 for 3.
I'm gonna go 0 for 3.
We go 2-1.
That'll work. All right. We'll see what happens. If I go 3-0 again, I'm just calling it a wrap. I'm gonna retire.
Done.
Moving on to some college basketball action. This is my favorite time of the year. Just about. But this is like the lead up. And I now have like the rest of this week to just watch college basketball. Can't wait. We didn't do pick 'em this week, right?
No, we did.
No. So why is we didn't?
We did.
We did pick them.
Yeah.
I didn't pick any. Oh, we did tournaments.
No, we did Virginia Tech, Florida State, Duke,
Yeah.
North Carolina. The nothing games that you went 5-0
We
again.
wrap up with this bullshit college basketball.
Yeah, I went 5-0 3 times this year, and I didn't win.
Good thing we didn't have any shot bets on this one. Stefan and I would have been screwed.
I said, I'll just take every home team as a fucking joke, Stefan. Every home team won't win. Did they win? Yes.
Game 1 was Virginia Tech at Florida State. Florida State won that pretty easily by 9.
Well, not really pretty easily.
Oh, I didn't really watch it.
Okay. They were down.
I just saw the final score.
They were down 13 going into half, and I was like, fuck, I'm screwed. Then Florida State came out like a ball of fire after halftime. Took it.
Yeah, that's a possible matchup in the ACC tournament. Because I had to pick that game. I went the opposite of how that resulted, so. Me and Kevin got those wrong. Next game, Duke at North Carolina. Was Duke ever really in this game?
It was close.
Yeah, there was points.
Yeah.
But Kobe White is balling right now.
Yeah.
Like in the first game, everyone was saying, "Oh, Trey Jones, he held Kobe White down." I just think Kobe White, it was earlier in the year. The last few weeks, Kobe's almost averaging 30 points a game as a college player.
He made his debut against Syracuse and then just hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, just doesn't have. Yeah, and then so he went against Trey Jones, the supposed best defender in the country, and he torched him. So I think he's in a groove at a good time.
I'll fall right out of it. I went Duke. You guys went North Carolina. I was wrong. Michigan at Michigan State. We all went Michigan State. No surprise there.
Something's wrong with Michigan, though, too.
I just don't
They're
think
clicking not in a good way, like they normally do.
I don't think they were as good as everybody thought they were, honestly. That's my opinion. Iowa at Wisconsin. This was not even a game. We all picked Wisconsin, unless like Iowa was up 10 at half and Wisconsin just blew them out.
That did not happen. Wisconsin dominated the whole game.
I don't want to make any more statements about games not even being close when they probably were. So, last game, which ended up being a really good game, Cincinnati at UCF. Cincinnati ended up losing another game too, didn't they?
They lost to Houston.
Yeah, they lost to Houston.
Blown out by Houston.
Yeah.
Right? UCF won this game. I don't know how, just because they're obviously at home currently.
What the hell is going on?
This all-time records?
Yes.
Oh.
At least I hope I'm like, am I over 500?
No. You didn't have a good year last year.
You finished at 500 last year, at least.
Oh man. It's not good. Not good when your all-time record's not even 500.
Needless to say, I think Corey and I are better at regular season pick'em than you are.
You think?
There it is.
Your NFL regular season pick'em's good though.
Regular season.
I don't know where your head goes with college.
I don't know.
I think he makes it too
feel
personal.
Like you think you're making like the sneaky pick, like this is probably going to be. The
How many
upside.
times do I
You're wrong.
How many times do I just miss on the sneaky pick though? You know, there's so many where I missed by like a point. I used to Tennessee State over UNC Greensboro. Come on,
That was like, yeah, that was a sneaky one.
let's get retired. GSA over Old Dominion. Fucking kills me. Anywho, I finished season 43 and 53. I'll be back next year for another 500 season. Corey finished 58-38. Finished strong, 4-1, 5-0 last 2 weeks.
Not enough.
Not enough to get it done though. Kevin went 4-1 this week to finish out 63-33. He is our regular season 2-time champ. Is this 2-time or 3-time?
Two.
Okay.
We've only done it 2 years.
I just wanted to make sure that you had already put that star up there.
I already put it up there. Corey did it with UFC, so
like
I wanted to make sure I got it with regular season. Also, I didn't want to forget to add it next year like I did this year.
Good point.
So, Stefan, you're at 0.48, so 48%. Yeah, you're almost 50.
Close. I can get there next year.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Corey and I. So last year, Corey missed it by 4 games. Corey ended up having a really bad week his last week, last year.
Last year, yeah, I lost it out on the last week.
Mm-hmm. He went 8-11. I went 14-5 to win last
Bring
year.
it back to like doing like 10 games at a time.
I went 8-11 on a last week. We had 17 pick'ems.
Yep. I was pretty
It's not
consistent.
fair.
Very fair.
I had 2 bad weeks last year, and Corey had 1, 2, 3, 4 bad weeks. So
when I have a good week, I really have a good week, apparently.
Mm-hmm. I did notice also that last year we didn't start ramping up the games until conference play started.
That's so Stefan can get up to 500.
That was so I could catch up.
Well,
I was getting frustrated.
Actually, that was even worse for Stefan because he was doing good. He was 500, 2 games below, and then he went on a 6-2, 6-2, 6-4, and then we started ramping up games. He went 5-11, 8-4, 8-8, 5-11, 10-4, and then 9-12, 6-9, 8.
Maybe it's not. So maybe we should keep it.
You don't want to go way below.
Clearly doing more than 5 games is not my forte. I will be back stronger than ever next year. I'll be back than a 43-53. Promise you that. Promise the fans that. Let's move on to some other college basketball news. Fuck you, Kevin. LeGerald Vick gone for the remainder of the season. What's the story, Corey?
I believe it's injury
Related?
and that is a big blow because Vic and the
Yeah, is somebody else out too?
Azubuike's been out.
Yeah.
And then Vic and the brothers there were leading the team. Desmond, I can't remember the two of them. But Vic and one of the Dedmon brothers were the main scorers. Vic was kind of the star of Kansas this year. So that was huge news coming out of Kansas that they will be without him. Now they are ripe for the picking in the Big 12 tournament and very ripe for the picking in the Big Dance. They're going to be hurting.
This is the first time in how many years they didn't win the Big 12 regular season?
I don't know.
Like
I think
18
12.
years?
But I know it's
Something like
Texas
that.
Tech's first time in team history that they won it.
Well, they had a share of it, right? They didn't win it.
They didn't win it outright?
Kansas State was number 1 seed.
Oh.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
So they
it
tied?
was a tie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay. Either way, good for Texas Tech. I know you weren't really a believer, and you probably still aren't.
Still not.
In the kind of obvious news, Zion named ACC freshman and ACC Player of the Year.
Surprise.
He was really only competing with his own teammate, RJ Barrett. And when Zion went out and the team struggled, it kind of gave Barrett his chance to prove that he was the better one, and he couldn't. Then on the much bigger news, LSU coach Will Wade taking a leave following an FBI wiretap where basically he was caught red-handed paying players. We're trying to. Whoops.
Just a slim glimpse at the much bigger picture that everybody pays for these players.
But kind of interesting that this year LSU is really making a strong case and are very good.
Yeah.
So paying works.
Just let it happen. Let's get over it. Move past it.
Start paying the players, and this will go away.
Yep. Moving on to some conference tournament action that's been going on this week. Starting, what was it? Late last week.
This is my least favorite part of college basketball.
Conference tournaments?
I hate them.
Why?
Are you communist?
What's wrong with you?
No, I think they're pointless.
Pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't like these little schools winning their conference tournaments and getting in.
I don't like that. We've talked about that before.
Okay.
But I also don't. What does it matter?
What do you mean? What does it matter?
Why? What does it matter for Virginia to try?
Because they can get the 1 overall seed.
They already should be.
If they lost their first game in the ACC.
Sure, why not? It's only one more loss.
It's not impressive.
It's only one loss.
It's not impressive.
They'd only have 3 losses. No one else only has 3.
Well, Gonzaga has
Gonzaga.
2.
Okay. But they don't deserve it. They don't play anybody.
Stop. All right. It's about to get into it now.
They played 3 good teams and went 2-1. Right? Duke, Tennessee, and North Carolina.
Okay, so now tell me all the good teams that
Or went 1 and 2.
that Virginia played.
Duke twice and they lost both of them.
Okay.
North Carolina, they won.
Okay.
Um,
Now, outside of that, there's not another team that even has a chance of winning a championship, according to you. So,
who?
so
Outside of
so
who?
they played 3 good games.
I don't know who their out of conference schedule was.
You know they didn't play anybody that tough out of
You don't think Virginia actually tested themselves? I don't know.
I'll look it up right now for you.
You think they solely are banking on the ACC this year, pulling them up?
Hang on it every year. What do you mean?
Well, North Carolina doesn't.
Who'd they play besides Gonzaga?
Kentucky.
Okay. And outside of that, that's two. Okay, so outside of those two, then
Michigan.
Did they play Michigan?
Yes.
All right, that's because y'all are crack. Yeah, I know. Chill.
I mean, he's on crack. I'm just
Wisconsin, Maryland, not contenders. Florida State, not a contender. No, Florida State's a contender.
No.
That's it. That's conference anyway.
I was gonna go back to North Carolina. Has the best schedule hands down.
Yeah.
Hands
They've
down.
also got what? 6 losses, 5 losses.
Well, when you play the best teams, that's what I'm telling you. Gonzaga played the best teams. They'd have some losses.
Hypothetically, you don't know that. How can you sit here and say that they would lose those games?
I think they'd lose at least
They
one.
beat Duke. They're the only team that beat Duke with all of their players.
They're the only team who beat Duke twice.
But they didn't have all their players.
Beat them twice.
They didn't have all their players.
Beat them twice.
That's not you
North Carolina hasn't beaten Zion.
I guess we'll see in the ACC tournament.
Maybe if you guys can make it past Louisville.
You gotta get past Syracuse.
We'll be fine with both those teams.
North Carolina doesn't play Syracuse, do they?
No, it would be Duke beating
North Carolina has to worry
Syracuse
about
beating
Virginia.
Duke.
They can't beat Virginia to save their life. That's a bad
Syracuse
matchup.
have to beat Duke, and then you'd be able to play.
Yeah.
No, Virginia can't beat Duke. Get it right.
Virginia would have to beat Duke in the championship.
Yeah.
That's the only time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Which we know they can't beat Duke. They lost both times.
Anywho. Conference tournaments are in full swing. We've got some automatic bids already punched.
For someone that hates conference tournaments, he's doing pretty good in our pick 'em.
Yeah, because anyone can pick random junk.
All right.
That's all I'm doing. Takes zero effort for me to fill out one, because I just pick random.
Good for you.
I'm just saying, and it's working. That's my point.
It's working right now. Now we're getting to the big tournaments.
Plus,
go ahead, keep picking random junk.
Okay.
Plus, you've got a lot of champions out.
Yeah. Pretty much your garbage.
I'm beating you guys.
Freaking North Dakota State.
Did you pick North Dakota State?
Yeah, everyone did.
South Dakota State you're talking about.
Oh,
right?
South Dakota State, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, North Dakota.
It's just like...
I thought one of you guys picked North Dakota State to make it there. I was like, no way.
So you can tell which one...
That whole bracket's just a wash. I don't think anyone...
Also, I don't know how well Corey's picks are. I haven't double-checked a lot of these. And he got one wrong, or he got one right, and he marked himself as wrong. So who knows if he's actually...
So I could have more. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Somebody marked...
That was me. That was me.
They marked Toledo wrong, and I was like, they haven't even played yet.
I got excited. I saw you have 3 in a row wrong, and I was like, oh, he's got this one wrong, too. Apparently.
I was like, damn, I'm just getting shafted. I better go back and double check some of these.
Everyone should just do their own. Actually, Kevin should just do all of them.
I feel like there needs to be a double check just because human error happens. It's not even like anybody purposely doing anything.
No. You can tell which ones I did and which ones Corey did because he only fills in the one with the color.
Yeah.
And I've been doing the 2. That way you can tell the difference without having to look at history.
I'll go through at some point and double check them all. Perfect. But yeah, we're getting into there's like I don't even know how many we've picked already, but we've got like 20 more to pick.
This is more college basketball I've ever cared about.
Today, and I'm like, when the fuck does this end?
Sunday.
No, but like I haven't even like I'm on like
we haven't even
brackets that are. I'm still like working on brackets that started like tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we get the Ivy League and everything.
Ivy League, yeah. At least Ivy League's easy as fucking 14.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Semifinals and finals.
When does that?
Surprises though, fucking Lipscomb going down.
That was a big surprise.
Was not expecting
Liberty punching their ticket.
Lipscomb won't get an at-large bid. It's unfortunate. They had a solid team. I don't know who won Big South.
Same with that. Gardner Webb.
Did Gardner Webb end up winning
First time ever, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. This game is happening tonight. Wright State, Northern Kentucky. The Norse.
It's happening right here.
Oh, here now. I don't know if this one got punched yet. Bucknell and Colgate.
No, I don't think so. All the games just started pretty much. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when that one starts.
Murray State's in. That was a pretty good game. I watched that game.
Bullshit.
Jaws in.
Jaws in. That's all I wanted. I want to watch Ja in the tournament. Iona's in.
What if he ends up playing against Gonzaga?
He won't.
No, at some point in the tournament. I'm just saying.
Aggies for life.
That was a big surprise because I don't think Loyola gets an at-large bid either.
No, they don't. They don't have as good of a team this year. Ooh,
Bradley. Bradley's always a good program.
Been decent.
UMBC possibly making another run.
Your fucking conference is a joke.
Your fucking conference.
Oh, when I saw it last night, I didn't even know who won out of this. I didn't know who won out of this round. Yesterday, I'm at work, and this lady I was taking care of, she was like super into college basketball, so she had like college basketball on and stuff, and she was talking about it. And also, I looked up and I was like, Gonzaga's playing Pepperdine in the semis? What the fuck? And I was like, and then like the next one flipped over. It was St. Mary's versus San Diego, or
San Diego.
Oh yeah, San Diego. And I was like,
Yep.
what the fuck?
Yes.
You didn't even make it through? I was like, holy shit. WCC is a hot mess this year. Of course, Gonzaga St. Mary's facing off for like the
good thing we all knew to do that.
Time. They only beat them by 40 last time, so we'll see if we get a better game than that. Watford's in. Your boys.
What was it? I took that kind of.
Well, you didn't pick them.
I kind of took that into consideration for the Sun Belt Conference tournament because it's set up the same way. I'm like, I don't know. You know what? With that and the Ohio Valley, like, oh god, I've been burned so much.
To, take like Pepperdine, make it all the way to semis from the first game. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, randomness, like I said.
Hofford's in there with their sharpshooter. What's his name?
I just saw his name.
I can't think of it.
I don't know.
America East. I don't think they finished yet.
No, Stony Brook disappointed me.
I think that's about all that have finished.
Oh, I'm doing good in the. That's the Mid-America.
Yeah, tip solid 4-0. I picked. Wait, I went 0-4 on that one for sure. Tough. It was tough. We'll see who comes out on top. Moving on to some NFL news. A lot of action going down here.
Rapid fire.
I was gonna say some.
You probably just touch on.
I only put the big names. That's the sad part. There's way more that went on than this.
Yeah.
And still going on.
Yeah. So real quick, Devin Funchess to the Colts. Do we think it helps Andrew Luck at all?
Not really sold on Devin Funchess.
Me either. And I think he's overpaid at $10 million for 1 year. Moving on, Adam Humphries to the Titans, 4 years, $36 million.
That was a Bucks player, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I put. He's not really a big player, but he's a Bucks player, so I threw him in for Kevin.
Thanks. Basically, Winston loses his go-to receiver, and Mariota gets it. So, push.
Do you think Humphries is good? Is Humphries good?
He's decent. He's like a Julian Edelman type. He comes out of nowhere.
He's getting paid nice. 4 years, 36.
I know during last year they were talking about him possibly going to the Patriots, but apparently, if you want to get paid, you don't go to the Patriots. So, I'm not surprised. The Bucks don't have a lot of cap room, so not surprised that he got let go.
So Nick Foles to the Jags, 4 years, $88 million, $50 guaranteed.
50 guaranteed. Boy got paid
for 3 years, $50 million guaranteed.
Jags automatic contender next year?
No.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Let's see
I think that's a book.
Shows up to the Jags, and then we'll talk about it.
Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs for 3 years, $42 million. Eric Berry just can't be relied on. They made sure to seal up that back end and get a playmaker. Good for the Chiefs. Frank Gore.
Head scratcher. Don't get it.
To the Bills for 1 year, $2 million.
They had a wheelchair available.
At this point, I think.
They had a wheelchair available in Buffalo for him. So.
Jesus. Trey Flowers to the Lions, 5 years, $80 million. That's a huge amount for a defensive tackle. I don't know if he's worth that, but the Lions are desperate. Landon Collins, probably the best safety in the league.
I didn't see he actually got it.
To Washington for 6 years, $84 million.
Yep. Giants fans gotta be like hating their lives right now.
That dude really got paid. Kalon Alexander to the 49ers, 4 year, $54 million. They love paying their linebackers, and
that one hurts.
They went and got themselves a good one.
How do you feel about that one?
That one hurts.
When he's healthy, he's one of the best linebackers out there.
With Levante David, they were the fierce two duo. That one hurt.
The Niners love having a good linebacker, and when they lost Navarro Bowman a few years ago, they've been really looking for his replacement. So Danny Amendola to the Lions again, 1 year, $4 million. He's probably worth right about that. Then the big news of the week, Antonio Brown to the Raiders for a 3rd and 5th round pick. Gruden made out. Didn't have to give up much. Still has his 1st round picks.
I thought for sure, like, if he got traded to the Raiders, he'd have to give like some of those like 1st round picks that he got for like all those players he got rid of.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand it. Pittsburgh, what is going on? Like, you know what? Let's just have $21 million on our cap next year for the fun of it and get nothing in return. Like, no big deal.
Then we have some intents not finalized.
Well, none of these are finalized.
Well, yeah.
Technically, none of these are finalized.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray intends to sign 4 year, $14.4 with the Saints. That would be the end of the Ingram era.
Good. It's now when I draft
Ingram.
You feel
Ingram
good?
isn't going to come in there and fucking eat up the whole fucking touches.
Then the Bills. This one I can't wrap my head around. Signing Cole Beasley and ex-Ravens receiver John Brown. This is the part I don't understand because Beasley is not worth 4 years at $29 million with 14 guaranteed. Especially when they're going to pay Brown, and who, in my opinion, is much, much better. 3 years, $27 million. Very confused.
Well, he's making more per year.
Yeah. Not a lot more, though.
A 3 year at 27 is what, $9 million a year? 4 years at 29 is like
7.
This Boston College Pittsburgh game. Woo! 9-2.
You get what I'm saying. John Brown, though, is like
14 minutes
significantly, in my
I don't
opinion,
think either
better.
of them are great.
Well, that's honest. Neither are
Yeah.
great. Teddy Bridgewater nearing a deal to stay with the Saints. That makes total sense. I'm sure he sees that Breeze is
Supposedly they have
his time's dying out.
Last I heard.
Then the Eagles could get Deshaun Jackson back. The deals talked about $27 million for 3 years, so the same as John Brown money. Jackson would get guaranteed $13 million though. Your boy's back in town.
Eagles also signed a defensive tackle from Jacksonville, Malik Jackson.
Also, rumor is in the AFC North, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Browns are all rejoicing and high-fiving each other because that Ravens #1 defense has lost 6 players off their starting defense at this point. and the numbers keep ticking.
CJ Mosley going to
so
the
good
Jets.
luck, Ravens.
CJ Mosley going to the Jets.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Like I said, there's 6 of them. I don't know them all.
Supposedly, Le'Veon Bell has a deal in place
with the Jets.
With the Jets, which would make the most sense.
With who, but
it was with the Jets. I heard this morning. I don't know if that's changed. You know how.
I think he should go to Oakland.
Nobody's announced anything yet, but
fuck it, go to Buffalo. Why not? They seem to be racking up all.
Supposedly the Jets have offered him a deal, but
they have the most money to offer.
Apparently, they gave him like a deadline to sign, and that's the last I heard about that.
I'm not even.
But Antonio Brown apparently said he tweeted about saying something like "glad you got your money" or whatever. I'll let him say who the team is. So,
yeah. I also missed Michael Bennett is a big name that I didn't put in here. He's on the Patriots now. Well, will be.
Jordan Hicks. Left the Eagles. Going to Cardinals.
Tampa did re-sign one of their offensive linemen, so there was that part.
I know a big name amongst
big name.
offensive lineman Troy Brown left the Patriots to go get paid by who?
No, that's not what I was thinking of. I don't know who that was, though. But the center for the Chiefs went to the Bills. It's supposed to be one of the best centers in the game.
So, yeah, movement. Lots of movement.
Move on to some NASCAR news.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
We had Phoenix.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Quite a few. No wrecks, but a lot of car errors. A lot of cars breaking down on the track, which made it an interesting race. All our 3 drivers that we picked, though, had a successful day, avoided injury. Harvick just maintaining good position, but just can't figure out how to win a race yet this year. Not sure what's going on with that. Almirola, teammate of his with Stuart Haas, having a good year. Kind of just piggybacking off of his great year last year, showing that Stuart Haas, or Tony Stewart himself, knows how to scout good drivers that just need to be put in good vehicles. And then we had Kyle Busch, who swept the weekend and became the all-time winningest driver. If you count all 3 major series, he has over 200 wins. He won at Phoenix. Gave me the first win of the year. Moving on to...
Still in last place. Tied for last place.
Sure.
Sure.
We're down
4 points. Woo!
We're down 4 points. 139, 135, 135. Pretty tight race. We head into California. A race that's dominated by the Busch brothers, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on the second one just yet. So with the first pick, I took Austin Dillon. Probably crashed because I'm due for a bad week. But I want to use him up now because he tends to get worse as the year goes on. And I don't want to hold on to him that late and watch him really crash and fuck me.
It's our bad week, Corey. Just accept it.
Kevin gets second pick. So he took Clint Boyer. Again, Stuart Haas driver. Now Kevin has used 3 out of the 4 Stuart Haas drivers. He's riding that team. Boyer is a good driver. He will do well at California, or typically
usually does.
Yep, usually does. Ryan Blaney had a very good chance to win Phoenix. Maybe should have. Kyle Busch put some fear into his heart. He saw him tracking him down, and he got a little nervous and
folded under pressure.
He folded. Kyle made a nice move to take it on the last lap to take the win. He bump drafted Ryan Blaney, so he came up from behind, gave him a little tap, totally legal now with the new rules. And then he moved over to the side. There is side drafting. When you're going that fast, there's going to be some wind pressure in between cars.
Little tap,
Kyle
tap,
Busch Kyle Busch made sure to push him up into the wall with that pressure, and you could tell Blaney just inexperienced, didn't like it, let off the gas, gave it to Kyle. Kyle pulled ahead, took the win. Good driving. Kyle Busch is obviously a better driver than Ryan Blaney, but Ryan Blaney's getting the experience down, and my guess is Ryan Blaney will win a race at some point this year. Just is it going to be California?
It's gonna be California.
It's coming up.
If it's not California, he's at least gonna get 30-something points.
So that's our 3 picks. I have Clint Boyer as a top-tier driver, so I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin walks away with this one.
Just looking to get in the lead. I want to feel first place. It's been so long in NASCAR.
You may after this.
Did I lose first place yet, or have I been? I think I was tied at one point, wasn't I? After week 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were tied.
68. Yeah, 60.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I've been.
You've never lost it.
I haven't lost it yet this year. Man, it'd be nice to go coast to coast. That would be phenomenal. That would just put this. I would walk away at that point. I'd walk away.
I'm well, NASCAR fandom, by the way.
Well,
wow.
I was gonna say Corey's already claimed that he's gonna be done with this league if you win 3 years in a row, anyways.
I will burn this hat. It's my only NASCAR piece right now. If I lose, mainly because this hat was given to me for free. Because I spent $25 at Napa.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Let's move it into some book it. Actually,
Which was our favorite segment last week.
no.
Yeah, we had fun doing it.
It was our
I
favorite.
guess that's our favorite segment.
It's your favorite because you're winning.
We all agreed it was fun, at least. How about that?
I did say I was just wanted to give my segment a little
Quick shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have fun with that. I'm trying a different strategy, though. That's all.
I just love that segment because I've not gotten it yet.
That ends this week.
And 99% of the time, I'm gonna be honest. You guys both pick before me.
Yeah.
And you guys both always pick the same, so I was just like, oh, I'll pick the other one, whatever. Because I don't want us all to pick the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally the only reason I won. There's no strategy to it at all.
So it's like conference tournament winners.
And they're literally toss ups, so within 2 points of each other, by the averages. So let's move on to book it.
All right. Well, Book It, stolen from a popular morning show, with our own personal twists, of course, because our buckets are either definitive or maybe a little at ease, and sometimes we're not, booking it at all, obviously, and we're passing. So to start off the week, we're gonna start off with some NFL, which begins with the Oakland Raiders, obviously signing Antonio Brown after acquiring him to a trade. Will now make the playoffs. You booking it?
You can hand me that hall pass. I am out of here.
Guys were all confident on the Raiders last year.
The Raiders, you let me down once. You burned me. Torched. I'm still feeling salty. I'm booking this.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
That
whoa.
went way left.
Ah. I'm not booking it. I don't. Anything John Gruden does with the Raiders right now, I'm not trusting.
I'm still a believer. I don't care how badly they fucked me up in that one podcast.
Worth it. All right. Deshaun Jackson will have more yards and touchdowns this year with the Eagles than he did last year. 774 yards, 4 touchdowns. You guys book it?
Better quarterback. Book it.
No, there's more competition on the Eagles, though.
It's just Alshon Jeffrey.
Who's better than anything the Bucks have.
Whoa.
But this is a deep.
Better than Mike Williams.
Don't have.
Mike Evans.
Yeah. Sorry. Flashback there. Sorry.
Oh man.
I was just stunned.
Come back to this year. Not like 5 years ago.
My bad. Living in those glory days when they actually had a winning record. Sorry.
And we both know Wentz likes to throw to his tight ends anyways, so I'm going passive.
I've never had that deep threat though.
He's going to pass to us.
Yeah. I'm also passing.
Guess I'm 2-0 so far.
No, you aren't good at these buckets.
I'm very good at these buckets.
Frank Gore will pass Barry Sanders on the all-time rushing list this year with 521 yards to go.
I'll pass that shit.
I'm passing too. No way.
No one's
Unless
booking
fucking
it then.
McCoy goes down like week 1. He ain't passing this shit.
And the Jets, who are rumored to be front runners for Bell, I'm also passing.
Okay.
I did. The Jets, who are rumored to be front runners for Bell, will make the playoffs next season.
They need a lot more than Le'Veon Bell. Pass.
I don't even know if they're really going to get Le'Veon Bell, so I'm passing.
They got a bunch of new signings. The only thing that stands in their way is really the Patriots, in my opinion. But
And
I'm
no
also
receivers.
passing.
I mean, they have to go for a wild card. It's their only chance. So,
I was
those
gonna.
odds.
My original one for this one actually was the Jets are gonna finish better than the Giants, but I think we all are gonna unanimously book that one too. Ooh.
I don't know.
Ooh. You think the Giants are gonna do better than the Jets?
Giants
All
have more
right.
star players.
I know.
We'll save that one for the beginning of the NFL season then. On to college basketball.
That was out of the notes to bring up at a later date.
On to college basketball. Tyus Battle will be back for his senior season.
Anyone can go first. I don't know.
I'll book it. He made third team all ACC. I just don't see him. If he already came back once, I don't see him being a good draft pick to begin with.
Well, right now he's not on any draft boards, which would make me want to say book it, but I don't know.
The fact that
I
he's
haven't looked
not
at Syracuse's.
on...
I don't know what Syracuse's recruitment coming in is. If I see a whole bunch of guards coming in, bye Tyus Battle.
Why do you think that they're going to play over Tyus Battle?
I think he would see competition, be like, see ya.
I mean, obviously they're probably bringing in guards because they assumed he was going to leave last year.
And Frank Howard's gone, so they have to bring in at least one.
I don't even know how Tyus Battle. Like, I literally every year I've thought that was his last year. Like, I thought he was a senior. How is he still coming back for his senior year?
It's only his fourth year.
I don't get this. Like, we had this conversation about him leaving in his
Last
sophomore.
year.
Like, I can't believe
Yeah,
that
sophomore.
his sophomore year was when people were thinking he was going to go.
They got 2 guards coming in next year.
Are they 5 stars? Either one.
4-star and a 3-star.
Okay, he stays. Book it.
I say if he's not on the draft boards,
Yeah, he's
he
not.
didn't really do anything special this year. I say book it. But the thing is, he's not gonna get any better. So I don't know. Like, this is what we're gonna get out of Tyus Battle. You're not changing. You're not getting any better for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So
Apparently they have a center out of Connecticut.
his
Targeted.
only luck would be that he goes to the next year's draft and there's not as good of talent, and he has a chance to get drafted.
Right.
Obviously, he won't have Zion,
Honestly-
Barrett, all those guys.
Honestly, this year's guard talent. I mean, I said there is more than Ja, which there is, but not really big names.
Yeah.
He could leave, but that's why the question's out there. But I'm saying book it. He'll stay.
I say book it.
Bucket.
Say
Sean
that's
Miller, after losing to Arizona State this past weekend, giving a speech to the crowd. Basically sounded like a swan song. You guys booking that he will not be back as Arizona head coach next year.
What did he say? I didn't even hear what he said. You remember?
Nah,
You
off
have
the
to
top
pull
of
it
my
up
head.
if you kind of remember off the top of your head. You just
I didn't listen to it. I just saw that he gave a speech afterwards that basically sounded like he was gone.
I mean, their team was definitely less than impressive this year
Well, when you can't pay for
compared
players.
to compared to
and all your recruits decommit.
Is it his last year?
His best player was a Duke transfer.
He
I think they
basically
gave him another year.
He said, "Thank you for everything."
I'm gonna book it. I think the bigger question is, will he be a head coach again next year?
Oh, he'll be a
Anywhere.
head coach somewhere.
I'm booking it as well. Where could he go? Maybe Cal? Go to another Pac-12
Cal
school?
does need help.
He's going to leave the Pac-12. He's out of the Pac-12.
Where would he go?
Pepperdine.
Pepperdine.
They got a
St.
good program going. Summons
St.
of the
Mary's.
No, St. Mary's coaches.
Good enough. Good enough. Better than Sean Miller.
Pittsburgh, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe just go to the East Coast.
Nah.
Some ACC action.
Speaking of the ACC currently predicted on some boards to get 3 number 1 seeds. Are we booking this?
Pass.
You know what? I'm going to be different. I'm booking it. Fuck it.
Whoa. Surprised. But not.
I mean, it all depends on how Duke does against North Carolina. I think everyone's going to put them as a number 1 seed.
You're saying that
If Duke
North Carolina
loses,
lost to Duke,
no. If
North Carolina's still getting a 1 seed?
No, if North Carolina beats Duke, I think Duke still gets the number 1 seed.
You think Duke still gets the 1 seed? No way.
Everyone's high on Duke right now.
But they've been losing too much, even without Zion. I mean, I think that's what's going to factor in is that a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, well, all these losses were without Zion."
But if it's with Zion, I still think they make it.
That argument is kind of trash.
But if they lost with Zion, yeah, then it's just their team's trash. Sorry, you're out.
The argument that beating them without him, it doesn't count as trash. You still have the number 1 and number 3 players coming out of high school on your team. You can't win games with those two?
Zion wasn't number 1.
No, yeah. How do you not win with 1 and 3? And number
I just
6.
want somebody to beat them with the full strength like Gonzaga did. That's all I want. Nobody's been able to do that. That's why we're the real deal.
All right, so you're going to book them to win the
That's why
ACC.
we're the number
You
1
booking them to win the ACC tournament then? Because no one's
Duke?
done it? Yeah, no one's beaten Zion then, besides you.
Zion's probably going to blow out his first game back.
And Syracuse. Syracuse beat Zion. Hey, back off.
They beat Zion, but
They didn't have
Cam
Trey.
Reddish. They didn't have Reddish.
Or Reddish.
They didn't have Reddish.
Almost beat him.
I actually, because I heard it on ESPN today where they're like, Gonzaga is the only team that beat him at full strength. And I was like, wait, who? Because I knew Zion was playing the first time that Syracuse beat him. I was like, who the fuck was missing? And I went and I looked. And I couldn't figure it out. And then I went and looked at the Gonzaga game and I saw Cam Reddish. I was like,
Well, Trey was missing too.
I think Trey was actually playing.
Trey
He got
played for
hurt
the
within the
first,
first
5
3
minutes.
Early on.
Yeah. Because remember they came out the gate, Trey had 3 steals and like
It was like 12-0.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I'm like,
12-0.
oh, this is.
Trey already had 3
I'm like,
steals.
oh, we're doomed.
And then Trey goes down and their defense turns to shit.
I think it was 14-5 at that point, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden Syracuse went on like a 12-0 run. I was like, oh, all right.
That's why I was nervous with North Carolina because, I mean, even without Zion, Trey Jones is a good defender. We still have Cam and Barrett, and I was like, shit. Then we beat him the first time. And the Warren and Duke I don't count because I think they were shocked. When they lost Zion, I think their team was messed up.
Yeah.
But they've had long enough to play and get a rhythm together to go into North Carolina and try to win a game.
But at the same time,
they couldn't do
North
it.
Carolina.
It was. You know how hard it is to
Gonzaga
play that.
Gonzaga couldn't do it. Listen, I'm going to fight that argument all day.
Well, Gonzaga couldn't even come within 10.
Listen, we weren't at full strength either. We weren't at full strength either. So beat us at full strength. till he came back last night, hit like 3 threes. Come at me, bro. Where you at? Come at me.
I will gladly love the rematch of the
Let's
championship.
do it.
You know how bad I want that?
I've been seeing a lot of Gonzaga 1 seed, Syracuse is an 8-9. I want that. I want Syracuse to win.
Are you sure you really want that disappointment?
I want that matchup.
Just that slight chance.
I love it.
You don't want that.
You don't want that because you're gonna have every Syracuse fanboy.
And guess what? I'm still here, still repping the Zags.
I will say, I remember there was one time where you went silent for like 5 days.
My phone got blown up. That was the last time I played.
That's when they had Sabonis?
Yeah.
I really thought Gonzaga was going to win that time.
We should have won it. I got cheese out of that game.
Would Malachi Richardson hit a game winner on you? Or?
No, it was
off like a 8-second half-court thing or whatever, but really the ball was over.
excuses.
I just remember when Richardson, that was his year.
The first time we played Syracuse, we got blown the fuck out. That one I don't even count. But yeah, the second time. That was one of my favorite games I've ever watched.
Was that also the year you guys almost lost to the 16 seed?
I don't know. But we did it. And we weren't the first team, and we won't be the first team. So I'm happy.
Yeah, 2010 you guys lost 87 to 65. And then
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I remember I got super hyped for it. I was like, quickly.
Oh, I remember that. I think that was when you went silent. I wanted to make sure you were like still alive at that point. Because this one, you at least after the 2016 one, you talked to me, so I knew you were alive. Because I think I was the only one that was like not like as.
I was out with a bunch of people, and everybody was just like talking shit, and I was like.
It was a 10-11 matchup. I mean, come on.
My girlfriend at the time, Mariah, was like,
I was Stefan's only
like,
friend.
okay, sweet girlfriend you are.
Yeah. I was Stefan's only friend.
It was
that
a
was-
sign early on.
It was a sign. 2016, I should have
known.
Should have bailed out.
That's interesting. I forgotten about this team. They went 22-13. Had a higher seed than Gonzaga that year by 1. All right. Anyway, back to Bucket. Stefan will not include an ACC team in his Final Four for his prediction bracket next week.
So that's basically just you and I can book this.
Yeah. Stefan, you can't participate.
I guess you could, on the flip side, Corey and Kevin will.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
If there was only a fourth good ACC team, all number 1 seeds.
I will say pass. I think he's going to.
You're going? He's going to?
I think there's one team he thinks that truly is good. I think the rest he doesn't believe.
If he thinks North Carolina's good, which I feel like he does because they beat Gonzaga. I think that's the way he's judging teams right now.
So Tennessee, North Carolina, Gonzaga, and
then whoever else is in that other quadrant, he's gonna.
Nobody else can win.
So I'm also gonna pass on that. And then some news coming out of Miami.
I don't even understand this.
Two felony charges brought against Conor McGregor after coming out of a club. He decided to smash. In Florida, they're felony charges. I forgot what they're exactly. What the charges are. I just know they're 2 felonies.
I don't understand. Like, I don't even understand how you can get arrested for smashing somebody's phone.
Strong armed robbery and criminal mischief.
Oh my God, strong arm robbery.
Right? It's just because he's a fucking professional fighter. So like,
Well, that I was gonna say is if he hit him or hit his wrist. Once you're a professional fighter and you hit somebody, you're a lethal weapon. You can't do that.
Right.
But if he all he did was smash his phone, he's good. Apparently, not good.
not good. Not in Florida.
He should have been good.
I thought it was like when I saw like the strong arm robbery, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like he robbed someplace. And, like I went and like read the story.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
what I thought too. I was like, oh.
"Oh," and I was like, "Wait, what?" That doesn't make sense. How are you getting arrested for smashing someone's phone? Like I understand going to court for it, yeah, like pay for it, whatever. But she could probably just pull the money out of his pocket and pay for it. Like I'm pretty sure it shouldn't have been this big of a deal.
Probably have been like, here, dude, have more.
Yeah. Like here, get a new phone. You're good.
I'm passing.
Yeah,
I haven't even finished it. Conor McGregor will not fight this year. You're passing. All right.
passing.
I will. Go ahead.
No, you give yours first.
I will book this. I don't think he's fighting ever again, actually.
That was my next question.
Uh,
I thought you meant. My question though also is: does anyone care? Like, does anyone want to see him anymore?
Yeah.
Not really.
I don't really either.
I do.
Fight fans don't. The casual fans, I think, do, just because they know the name.
I just feel like Nurmagomedov is the best in his weight, and he can't beat him. I don't think he would win 9 times out of 10. So what's the point?
Well, if that one time he does win.
The one time he does win, I guess.
That's
the point. To 10% chance for his hands.
But you don't know which one that's gonna be.
He got outclassed in the first fight, and I just see more of the same.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of thrill for me with Conor at this point. I'd love to see him box a little bit.
Paulie Melo, your boy Paulie,
Najee.
He signed up for bare knuckle fighting, I heard.
Yeah, he did, which is super interesting because he was like the weakest puncher in all of boxing.
So,
but hey,
to each
Paulie.
their own.
Yep, do you.
All right.
Okay.
That's a wrap.
Let's
Wrap
book
her
it.
up.
Book it. Book this episode.
Look.
Next week is our favorite week. Democratic bracket coming at you. How did we do last year? Not good, actually, now that I recall.
Oh, man, I forgot. We gotta do that. We gotta. Oh man.
What?
Pick the whole bracket together.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, the one year you convinced us to take Michigan.
Yeah.
Did it work out?
No!
Nope, it did not.
The year after would have worked. Would actually went.
That was a year too late.
Yeah, you're a year out. Because you love DJ Wilson for some reason.
Rookie of the year.
Don't worry, I
Did
wasn't.
he win Rookie of the Year?
No. Is he even in the league anymore?
Gotta be in the D League at least. G League, I mean.
I was no better. I took UCLA on my personal bracket package.
Yeah.
Corey, by the way, Pittsburgh is up 26-19 right now, so you got that going for you.
I picked Pittsburgh also.
Oh, did you?
Pretty sure I did.
This guy.
At this point, I hope I did. Because I actually thought about picking them to beat Syracuse.
Who did I pick? I don't even remember now.
Pretty sure.
Anyway, so yeah, just that. Are we doing it Tuesday?
As of right now, I'm good.
I'm
I will be working Tuesday.
As of right now, I'm not good.
good. What about Monday?
Monday I can do. I'm on Monday.
As of right now, I'm good.
We'll do Monday. Unless Corey has some issues, then probably we'll figure it out.
Could be hungover as well, so we have long binge weekend.
All right, what are we doing Sunday?
There's no
Recovery.
You can only hang out with me like so much. You know that.
Very factual.
So I can't lock you up for Saturday and Sunday.
And Wednesday. That's
Yeah.
and Friday because we're hanging out as a family.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Does that count as our time together?
No.
I don't think so.
Only if we're drinking. You want to
Sure.
drink before we go?
Drink before the family event.
Before the family event and during the event. There we go.
This will definitely get us yanked from somewhere, but hey, worth it.
Why are we still on?
Yeah, always come. I forgot we were going to close with this.
Trae Young, don't do your magic against the Celtics.